Welcome to GC Tech Hub CS tutorials. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the group by clause. As we have already covered so many different topics in MySQL, so group by clause is a very useful feature of MySQL or basically SQL, which helps us to group our table based on tuples. That is, it helps to create short groups, small groups or small sets of tuples or records in a table such that we can apply a condition on them or we can apply some functions on them. Some special type of functions are used to act upon the group, and those are known as aggregate functions or group functions. So it is a very useful feature of SQL which helps us to summarize information by grouping tuples. So let us see how it can be very helpful for us. Sometimes we need to fetch a group of records on the basis of common values in a column. Like I want to know how many students are there in each stream, like how many students have opted for math science stream, how many students have opted for bio stream, how many students have opted for commerce stream, humanities stream. Then in a company, how many employees work in the sales department, how many employees work in the purchase department, finance department, what is the average marks of students in all sections of a particular class. So this is like we can, if we have a large table, we can group the records based on a certain column, and we can apply some condition on that, and we can fetch some data from that. This can be done by using a group by clause. It groups the rows together that contains the same values in a specified column. We can use aggregate functions like count, min, max, average, sum to work on the grouped values. Having clause is used for specifying criteria or condition such that we can only fetch the information for certain groups which satisfy that condition. So group by clause, let us see its syntax. As you can see over here, we have the select clause. It works as it is. We can have as many number of other clauses over here, like where clause, order by clause, and then we have the group by clause. So group by, field 1, which is mandatory, one field should be mandatory, and we can also apply the other fields over here. I have specified that within a pair of square brackets, so it shows that we can specify n number of fields over here. That is, we can group the tuples based on not only one field but more than one fields. Like for example, I want to know, I want to group a certain table of students based on not only section but also class. Like I can group it based on the class. Suppose 12th class, 11th class, 10th class. It could be something like this, like 12th, 11th, 10th. And within 12th class, again, I want to group it based on sections. And same way it will be for 11th also. And same way for 10th also. So this way I want to group it like this: 12th A, 12th B, 12th C, 11th A, 11th B, 11th C. So each will have a certain number of records, and we can figure out, we can apply any aggregate function on that. So we can specify multiple fields, which we will be seeing in the subsequent slides today, and followed by a having clause, that is, which is used to apply a condition on groups of tuples. So having is a bit different from where clause. We will see that difference also. Some aggregate functions which are used are, we can see these functions are operative on the whole table, that is, they can be applied on the whole table or groups of tuples. So these functions are applied on the entire table or groups of tuples in a table. These functions cannot be applied on a single row or record. Like for example, AVG, average, sum, count, min, max. So you can see AVG is average, which is used for finding out the average of a given data. Sum is for finding the total sum. Count is for counting the number of tuples in a certain group or the entire table. Same way, min is for finding out the minimum value and max is for finding maximum value. And you can also see that these are applicable except count. Rest all the functions are applicable on numeric data only. Let's see an example. Find out maximum salary paid. So let's now move on to our MySQL client. So I'm using my database and let us take a table here. So this is my table, and now what I want is find out the maximum salary paid. So how to do this? Select max sal from EMPL. So now this select max sal from EMPL, it will act on the entire table. It will consider the whole table as one single group and it will retrieve the maximum salary from that. So you can see the maximum salary is 5,000. Let us check it over here. Yes, so this is the record, Amir's record, who is the president, and he is getting 5,000 over here. So this is the use, so we can easily apply the other functions on this, like min sal. This is minimum salary and we can see who is getting the minimum salary. Smith is getting the minimum salary. And same way AVG, that is average salary. We can calculate sum also. So this is the sum of all the salaries over here. And same way we can use count also. Now count, within count, because we are going to count the number of tuples, so we can simply provide asterisk over here. You can also apply any, you can also include any of the field names, like if I include EMPNO, I can do that also, which will also give me the same value, that is 14. So but normally we don't do this because this there is a subtle difference between these two. In case of this variant, it will not count the null values, whereas in case of the first one which I showed you, it will also count those tuples also which have null for that particular, which have null for null within them. But in this case, if EMPNO has null value for a certain tuple, it will not be counted. So this way we have already seen all these examples. Let us see some other examples. Find out total number of different types of jobs from the table EMP. So how many types of jobs are there? So we will apply select count and we can use job over here from EMPL. Now I'll show you the difference over here. I have said count the number of jobs, so it is giving me 14. But if I consider the table here, I have clerk how many times? 1, then I have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 times clerk is being counted. And 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4 times salesman is also getting counted. That means there are 6 extra records which we don't need. We only want to count the number of job titles. So had it been like display the various job titles, I would have used select distinct job from EMPL. This would be used to display only the distinct number of jobs. So we can see that there are only 5 total job titles, that is 5 total posts. Now the question is, I have to count the different types of jobs from the table. So if I have to count it, then I will be using the count function along with distinct within the function. Distinct job from EMPL. So what will happen? Now you can see that it is giving me the exact value 5. That is 5 different job titles and it is giving me the result 5. Why? Because I first applied distinct keyword on job, which will only first pick out a small set of tuples. I'll explain how this is going to work. First of all, it is going to pick out a small subset from the table which consists of only 5 records. So this is a small set of tuples which is fetched from the table consisting of only 5 records, and then what is being applied on that? Count is being applied on that. So count will count these 5 records and return 5. In the previous case, there were a total of 14 records because all the duplicate values were also considered. So that is why we couldn't get the correct answer there. So here, because we applied distinct keyword first on count, that's why we got the correct result, that is 5. And the opposite of distinct is all, which was the previous case where we were getting the 14 records. That is, if you want to count all the duplicate values also, then you can use all. Then we have, now we are working on this table, so we will be seeing some other examples. Find out the total number of employees in each job from the EMP table. That is, I want to know the total number of employees in each job that is working on each of the posts. So how will I be doing that? Let us consider this table over here. So in this table now, you can see over here that there are different jobs. Clerk is there, salesman is there, manager is there. Okay, so over here I want to count the number of employees working as clerk. How many clerks are there? How many salesmen are there? How many managers are there? So this way I can count over here. Like here you can see that we have one clerk is there, then over here we have another one. So 4 clerks are there. Then salesmen, I have 1, 2, 3 and 4 salesmen are there. Then manager 1, 2, 3, 3 managers are there. So this way I want to count the number of employees who are working under different posts. How to do that? So for doing that, we will be using select job comma count asterisk from EMPL, and here I'm going to apply the group by clause because now I'm going to group the tuples based on the job titles. That is, I will group all the clerks together, then all the managers together, all the analysts together, and this way I can count the number. Okay, so here it would be something like this. Like first let me tell you how it would be. I'm using the order by clause here. From EMPL, order by job. So this is only to show you how it will be ordered. Like 2 analysts are there, 4 clerks are there, 3 managers are there, 1 president is there, and 4 salesmen are there. So this way I can count how many are there. 1, 2 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 clerks, 1 and 2 managers. 1, 2, 3, 3 managers, 1 president, and 4 salesmen. So this way it is going to create groups. This is the first group, this is the second group, third group, fourth group. Even if there is only one tuple over here, it will still be a group, and fifth group. And within each group, the records are going to be counted, as you can see over here. So records are counted. So number of records within each group will be counted using, because we have used the group by clause. So this group by clause groups all the tuples. It groups all tuples based on a certain field. So let's try this out now. Select job, comma, count asterisk from EMPL, group by job. And you can see how many records are there. 4 clerks, 4 salesmen, 3 managers, 1 president, 2 analysts, as we have already seen over here. So this is how the group by clause works. Next is find out average salary of clerks from the table. Now the thing is, we have to find out the average salary of only clerks. To find the average salary of clerks, I need to first create groups. Now over here, what I can do is I can accomplish this using two ways. Either I use a where clause, like I simply write here, select AVG salary from EMPL, where job is clerk. Because there is only one thing which is asked, that is only the average salary of clerks is needed over here. So that is why, because it is forming only a single group, and we know that where clause can work on a single group of tuples. Hence it is easy to apply where clause in case there is only one single condition which you are specifying, or one single value which you are specifying for a particular field. You can also alternatively use this average salary from EMPL, where group by job having job as clerk. So two options in case there is only a single group which is to be formed. Let's try this out. Select AVG salary from EMPL, where job is clerk. We got this answer. And the second one, from EMPL, group by job having job as clerk. So in that case also we are getting the same answer. Answer is the same in both cases. But we will see exclusively those cases where will not work in the forthcoming slides. Display the number of cars purchased by each customer from sale table. So let us first find out whether we have a sale table here. Yes, we have a sale table as you can see over here, which consists of these fields: invoice number, that is usually the bill number, car or order number also we can say, car ID, customer ID, sales date, payment mode, employee ID, the employee who attended that particular customer, sales price, and commission received by the employee. So sales price is the price at which the employee sold the car to the customer, and commission is the amount which he got as extra incentive. So now what is the query here? Display the number of cars purchased by each customer from the sale table. So we can see that there are customers like C0001 who has purchased 2 cars, then C002 has purchased 2 cars, and 3 and 4 have purchased 1 car each. So we have to count the number of cars purchased by each customer. So that would be select, first of all I'll write car ID comma count asterisk, because I'm going to count the number of cars purchased. So car ID and how many tuples are there which have the same car ID. From sale, group by car ID. And you can see that, okay, I did a mistake over here. It should have been select cust ID. It could be the other way around also, but according to the question it will be wrong, and we are actually trying to find out how many cars are purchased by each customer. So cust ID count asterisk, this will actually give us the number of cars purchased or allocated to each customer. From sale, group by cust ID. And you can see it over here. We have customer 01 who has purchased 2 cars, C02 purchased 2 cars, and 4 and 3 purchased 1 car each. Display the customer ID and number of cars purchased if the customer purchased more than 1 car from sale table. So now this is a particular question. We have to display the customer ID and the number of cars purchased. That is, we have to display this information, but only for those customers who have purchased more than 1 cars. That means my select query is now going to work on all the groups, and it is going to check each group. It is going to check the count in each group. This thing is not possible with where clause, as I will show you over here. Select cust ID, comma count from sale where count asterisk is greater than 1, group by cust ID. So I have used this. You will get an error here, invalid use of group function. So you can see that where clause doesn't support when it comes to checking groups, because here we would be creating different groups. We have already created 4 groups of all the customers, okay, and we have to check whether the count is greater in that group or not. So because now this function, this condition has to be applied on each of the groups, so group where clause is not going to help us here. We have to do it this way. From sale, group by cust ID having count greater than 1. So here having clause helps us. It can be applied on each of the groups, and we can apply any condition on those groups. So you can see now over here that it is exclusively showing us only those records, only information for only those customers who have purchased more than 1 cars. Calculate total gross for employees of grade E2. Now because grade is given, so it could be some other employee table. We can consider it. Let us do this without using any table. Total gross for employees of grade E2. So for example, we have a table employees or employee, which consists of the following tables. At times you might also not get the entire table in the exam, you might only get the structure of the table. So we have ENO as the employee number, E name, department, grade, salary. So suppose we have these fields in the table over here. Now what we need to do is we need to calculate total gross for employees of grade E2. So total gross means, so and maybe along with grade and salary we have other things also, like suppose we have basic salary, then we have incentive, then we have dearness allowance, travel allowance. So suppose we have these things, okay, and adding these four will give us the total salary or gross salary, which is also known as gross salary, right? So total gross for employees of grade E2. So considering there is one such grade, that is, we say level 2, level L1, L2. So grade is also like there are different grades for a certain post. So maybe they also have uh, various grades for a certain post. Okay, so we are using that over here. So it would be select. So total gross means I have to write sum, and I will write here basic plus incentive, because I have to find out gross salary and there is no column as gross. So I am simply performing a sum total of all these fields, which would help me in calculating the gross, and the sum of all those gross salaries of all those employees who work in grade E2. So from now, yes, from EMPL we can do this. Now because there is only one value which is given, we can use where clause also over here, where grade is E2. Either I can apply this or I can simply write group by grade having grade equals E2. So both options are correct because there is only one single value over here. Had it been two different grades, in that case we would have used only the having clause along with the group by clause. Display the average gross of employees with grades E1 or E2. So now you can see over here that E1 or E2 is given. That is, now see, if I consider this as a part of where, let us first solve this using the where clause. So we want average gross of the employees. So let us take the EMPL table only. So select AVG gross. We don't have gross, we will take salary only over there because gross is also a monetary value only. From EMPL, where job in. Now grade, instead of grade I have taken job over here, so I am going to take two different jobs. One will be clerk and another can be analyst. So considering this as where grade in E1 or E2. So this shows us a total and the average which works on all those tuples where either the job is clerk or analyst. That is, this is a combined value for clerks and analyst. What about the case where I want the average salary calculated separately for them? In that case, I'll have to use the group by clause. So I'll write here job, comma, AVG, sal from EMPL, group by job, having group by job, having job in clerk, analyst. Now you can see that we are getting the values differently for clerk and analyst both. Let's try to modify this using the where clause. So instead of this, let me apply it over here, where job in clerk, analyst, group by job. Yes, so here also we got the same answer. We are getting the same answer over here. But in case I need to even change this, like I want to also check, I want to display only those values where this average salary is greater than 2000. So if I write here and AVG salary is greater than 2000, here you will get an error, that is invalid use of group function. So let's try it on this, that is group by clause. So here I am now applying having. You can see there is where clause also over here, because I have specified clerk and analyst, because that part was working fine. Now I'm, because I wanted to display only those jobs where average salary was greater than 2000, so that is why. And it did the where clause did not support the use of group function, hence I am using having clause here. And now you can see that only analyst's value is displayed. So you can see an expression where clause is also used and having clause is also used. Having clause is specifically helpful in cases where we have to apply a condition on a group function, because where clause doesn't support any type of conditions or criteria which are applied on group functions. Okay, and where clause also doesn't work on multiple groups, whereas having clause works on multiple groups. An alternative way of doing this would have been this also. That is, we have already taken this select job AVG sal from employee group by job, having job in clerk and analyst and AVG sal greater than 2000. So here also we are getting the same answer. So here both conditions have been applied using the having clause with an and in between. So you saw how in different ways we can manipulate a certain query. You have multiple options. So in your exam also you can write different variants or different versions, but provided all of those versions should give you the correct answer. Count the number of employees. This is very easy. We can easily count the number of employees. Select count asterisk from EMPL, which gives us the number of employees. Count the number of cities the different members belong to. Now let us consider any such table which consists, suppose a members table is there, which consists of member ID, member name, city. So we have these three fields in this table, and we want to count the number of cities to which the number of cities different members belong to. Now counting the number of cities means I want to count only the cities with no duplicate values. That is, I want to see how many total cities are there from where the members are coming. So that would be something like this. Select count distinct city from members. Here M is not case sensitive. Got it? So this will first pick out only the distinct cities from the table, and then count is going to count the number of distinct cities or unique cities from the table. And if you want to find the number of members in each city, so we will be writing it like this. Select city, comma, count, asterisk, or you can also like mem name or mem ID from members group by city. So this will give you the various cities and the number of members which belong to each of those cities. Now SQL functions. How many types of SQL functions are there? So SQL supports many functions which are generally categorized as single row or scalar functions, and which work with a single row at a time, and a single row function returns a result for every row of a queried table, whereas we have multiple row functions also, or group or aggregate functions, which work with multiple rows at a time and return an aggregate value. So let us find out this. Calculate the number of employees in each grade. So we have already done that. Select like displaying the number of employees in each of the grades. We have already done it. So I'm going to skip this one and come to the next one. Display the number of employees and total sum of salaries in each department. That means now I'm going to apply two different functions, because I have to display the number of employees also and the total salary within each department. So that would be select. First of all, let me take department. Let me take the table asterisk from EMPL. Now here we have department number given over here. So we'll write DPTNO, comma. First of all, count the number of employees. Second is sum, total sum of salaries. So sum sal from EMPL group by DPTNO, and you can see over here that is department number 20. This is the total sum of salaries. Then department 30, department 10. Group by having clause we have already seen. Let us see another example. Select class from students group by class. Like, okay, the above function over here, which you can see, that is select those classes from students where number of students is greater than 5. That means let us check out. If I have a table named student, yes, I have student. So I am going to apply this select class from student group by class having count greater than 5. So we don't have any such class, so we'll take greater than 2, and there only 12C is there. So you can see 12C, this is one row and this is the second row. Yes, there are two rows over here. Divya and Arun are in 12C and Mohan is also in 12C. So that is matching the having clause. Let's check another example. Display the number of people in each category of payment mode from the table sale. So let's come back to our sales table. Now what we want here is number of people who have made payment through any of the modes. Like how many people have made a credit card payment, how many people have made payment from bank finance, how many have paid online, how many have paid through check. So that would be select payment mode, comma, count from sale, group by what payment mode. So you can see payment mode over here, credit card, online, check, bank finance, how many people have made payments through each. Display the payment mode and number of payments made using that mode more than once. Now the same thing is there but more than once. That means I just have to add a having clause over here, having count greater than 1. And you can see we get two people or two transactions each done through credit card and bank finance. Next is nested groups. Now students, we will be studying nested groups in our next class because again this is going to take some time, take a while. Yeah. So I end the class over here only because nested groups will be now grouping based on multiple columns, which I discussed some time ago, which we will be seeing in the next class. So there, like if I want to display the number of students who are there in a particular section in all classes, like 12th A, how many students are there, 12th B, how many students, that is we are using two columns to group the tuples in a particular table. So we will see that. So students, that was all in the simple group by clause. We discussed a lot of aggregate functions. We saw how we can apply group by clause on the table, how it is different from the where clause, and also we saw some examples. So please practice them and try to solve as many questions as you can, and also try to perform a comparative study between having and where clause. Try to apply both in every situation and see which one works and which doesn't work. So if you have liked this video, please drop a like, drop a comment, and also to share it with others, and also subscribe the channel if you have not done it. So thank you students. See you again in the next class.